Those are your quizzes to keep. We're going to go over how to do them, the correct answers. If you maybe did it a different way, and or maybe I wrote something on your paper, you're not sure what it says, or not sure why you got something wrong, just ask, we can talk about it. If you did get something wrong, I would say just fix it on your paper as I fix it up here. That way, if you see something similar on the test, you know what you did wrong and how to fix it. For this first one, you needed to get n completely by itself, so you should have divided both sides by negative 67. When you divided both sides, this canceled, just leaving n. 938 divided by negative 67 was a negative 14. Some of you just put positive 14, but it was negative. Questions on that one? Number 2, you needed to get m completely by itself, so get rid of 8 by subtracting it to the other side. The main issue I saw with this is maybe when you put this in your calculator, you forgot one of the negatives, so you ended up with a negative 29 instead of a negative 45, or you forgot the negative. But this is negative 37 minus 8, so negative 45 was the answer there. Questions on that one? For number 3, there was a couple different ways you could have gone about this. You could have moved the 3 over first and then combined like terms and then solve for it, or combine like terms and move the 3 and solve for it. That really didn't matter. The main issue I saw is when we were combining these, like terms, we were doing the opposite or the inverse operation there, and we should have just did exactly what it says. Negative 5 minus 4 to get negative 9. So anytime we are combining like terms on the same side, we're not doing inverse operations, just whatever it says. Then get rid of the 3. By subtracting it to the other side. And divide both sides by negative 9. So v equals 2 should have been your answer to that one. If you got negative 2 at the end, you may have forgot a negative sign in here. So just make sure you're bringing those all the way down. Do you have any questions on that one? Number 4, again, you had like terms on the same side, so just combine those. 4 plus 4 to give you that 8n, and then divide both sides by 8. For 5, we needed to distribute. I didn't see a lot of issues with this unless you were combining unlike terms. Some of you may have done this simultaneously. Some of you did it step by step. Either way was fine. You can turn that off if that keeps happening. So I'm going to do it like this. Add 12 to this side and subtract 4x from this side. Really, you just have to make sure you're combining these with like terms, not with opposite terms. So this would have gave us 10x, and this would have gave us 50. And then when you divided both sides by 10, you should have gotten 5. Questions on that one? And then for the last one. So there were a lot of issues I saw here. Most of them basically started when you distributed. Some of you went ahead and added these two. They're on the same side, so we could go ahead and combine those. 12 plus 4 to get 16K. I saw a lot of issues when distributing. This one should have been a negative 60K. This one should have been a positive 48, a negative 35K, and then a positive 63. So if you got negative 63 or any of those signs changed, your numbers were off. Combine your like terms, negative 60 minus 35, again, another issue. I saw doing inverse operations, so do exactly what it says. Negative 60 minus 35 would be negative 95K. And then 48 and 63 should have been 111. We have K's on both sides, so we can move that 95K over by adding it. And that ended up being 111K as well, or 111 as well. So when you divided both sides by 111, I ran out of space, you got K equals 1. Do you have any questions on that? If you still have the study guide I gave you after the quiz, take that out. If you were not here, I need to give you one.
I remember that one.
I do have extras if you need. For the remainder of class, the front side is all types of questions that are solving multi-step equations. Maybe one step, they're all multi-step. But some may be variables on both sides, some may not. I just want you guys practicing those. Work with the people around you, work with other people around the room, ask questions, get any questions you're not understanding, get help on those. You will not need to turn this in, but it is practice. Some of you need to practice some of these, so this will be that time to do so. I'll be walking around if you have questions.